evening, or welcome to Kicking Dust. It's BSE Day, bit of something extra. That's a famous old joke from Peter Kay in his much acclaimed Phoenix Nights. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, it's a very funny look at Northern club life. If you're not British, you'll look at it and say, what is this? But it's very funny indeed. BSE obviously was actually a disease that our cattle had. It was mad cow's disease. You may have seen our poor bestricken cattle tap dancing and flailing around like a youth in the nightclub on the Friday night. Anyway, so I don't know why I'm laughing at that. It was actually terrible, terrible indeed. There we go. Great start to a video, eh? Terrible, terrible multinational inflicting conflict and diseases and stuff like that. My God, what am I on about? Dropshipping. Doing some dropshipping today. I have been negligent in my duties with dropshipping. I think it's I need to dropship every so often. You know how it is, bro. Let's have a chat. Me and you, right? You know how it is. You're running a game, right? And then some group of try-hard gits get into the match and they just stomp the shit out of you. You know what I mean. You know what I mean, isn't it? And you kind of think to yourself, oh, God, I want to switch this game off. Oh, this game. Oh, I want to go and play Call of Duty or something. I hear your pain, bro. I'm the same, right? And every time I have a bad match, and I do have a few, right? What I do is I just call in my dropship and I just fly around. So there we go. That's my guilty secret. I actually do that. When you have a bad match, or if you just kind of get into a match where your blueberries aren't trying, you know, no one's kind of running the game, then I find that actually one of the best things you can do is just get in a dropship, or even in a tank, or even in an LAV, and go and, you know, fool around and have a bit of fun. And I think dropshipping is something that, again, it's the only activity I do on the controller now as well. I have retreated completely away from even trying the controller with the infantry and certainly with the tank, because oh my God, how do people do that? It's like you're controlling, I don't know, a keyboard with your teeth. I just don't get it. It's alien and completely weird to me. So, you know, grats to you. I imagine like 90% of you probably already play with the controller, and you're there sat with a very smug smirk on your face saying, we're better than him. Well, you are, bros. I honestly cannot use the controller to save my life. I got good at it for a while, little while. It was using the scrambler rifle. But it was kind of cheating because the scrambler rifle's aim assist was so good, and you know, even some of the things like the rare rifle actually has pretty strong aim assist as well. But I was the kind of person that you would pick up a controller, or rather I'd pick up a controller with a scrambler pistol back in the day when it worked, and I'd miss every shot again. So yeah, this comes from just a lifetime of playing, I guess, games with the mouse and keyboard. I mean, things like Half-Life and you know, Quake 3 and, you know, Unreal Tournament and just Call of Duty Modern Warfare. All of these are games that I just could not imagine playing on a controller. And my biggest achievement ever was when I played Borderlands 1 on the Xbox. And Trouble and I played that, and we played the F out of that game. Literally there was nothing in that game we didn't do. And that was good fun, and I kind of got used to the controller, but I'm going to be honest with you, for Dust and for the play, and generally, and here's going to create a massive amount of drama, I kind of prefer the Xbox 360 controller to the one the PlayStation's got. Please don't hate me, don't unsubscribe, please don't. I promise it's only just my weakness, don't blame me for it. Oh, as we crash, well, what can you do? It was an accident, so fair enough. Fair play to both. So we're getting our tank. Anyway, let me talk Dust. What am I blabbering on about all the time about other stuff? Let me talk to you about Dust. How are things going? Well, I've got to admit, at the moment, the one big thing I think when it comes to vehicles, etc., is forge guns. They're obviously not working, and that's causing a lot of drama. I think it's kind of bad that there is a gun that just does not work in the game. I think that probably, I would hope, would be something that CCP would fix. Oh, by the way, I'm not letting that tank get away. If you know how I am, I'm not letting somebody survive. No way you live. Boom. And I know that I'm already timing out. I know I'm going to die. As I retreated, I accepted fate. I accepted that I was going to die. Boom. Oh, the red line. What a concept. And I think with forge guns not firing, it's kind of interesting because obviously swarms are quite good now. And again, just, you know, I don't know if people are aware of that. Swarms are actually very, very good now, and they're doing a lot of damage to me. So in my glorious Python fit, it's pretty 50-50 if I'm going to survive against swarms now. Whereas forge guns, it's kind of 50-50 if the gun will even fire. It's almost as if, like, you know, all of Ishikone's forge guns have been made by a load of silly buggers who, like, got the plans upside down or something, and they put bananas as the triggers or something stupid like that. And it just feels like if you opened up one of those forge guns, you'd find like a couple of hamsters hidden in there or something. It just feels broken. But yeah, this is a shame in a way, because obviously forge guns are required. I mean, you know, this is why there's so many blaster tanks. And again, you know, I salute all of you, you know, merc lords, and as it's the polite way of calling you, all of you dudes who know that forge guns are broken and who know that you can tank swarms, and all of you who used to redline railgun who now blaster tank. Oh, thank you for ruining my further thing that I do in tanks. Thank you, bro. Thanks a lot. Yeah, so basically all the people who used to redline, and we've got a list of your names, you gits. I'm now seeing them in like Gunlogi iron cannons. I'm seeing them in, you know, Madruga iron cannons. But hang on, you say, didn't I used to do that? Well, yeah, I did, but I never redline railgunned, and I don't know, I don't like shooting infantry either. To me, this is the fun. Look at this fight we're having. This is glorious, and he's running, you know, he's been bested, he knows he's outclassed, and I just think this is the part of the game that I enjoy. It's tanking, really, and taking on other tankers. I should probably care more about infantry, but it's not my thing. It's not my kind of you know, point of interest generally. I'd rather have like a really good fight with a dude, as you see here. So, you know, props to this guy. I love it when people come at you and they kind of say, right, let's have a fight. This is just so rare in the game nowadays. It is all about winning, unfortunately. And I think when you take a look at the community as well, I think just generally there is this kind of culture of, oh, well, if I beat you, that means I'm better than you. And that's a very odd thing to say in a shooter where pretty much we're killing the same people over and over again. It's nothing to do with size. It's just a simple fact that one day you could have a good game and kill somebody, then the next day they'll have a better game or a better fit, or they'll change something, or they'll feel slightly better than you, or they've had a not as a shit day at work or school as you have, and then eventually you then kill them. So, you know, it's an incredibly moving target all the time, and I think, you know, it's very difficult to say one person's better than the other. But anyway, as it stands, I think that, you know, the game is really feeling quite good lately, and I think, you know, tanking changes have been excellent. I do rate them. It's a shame though, don't get me wrong, it is a real shame generally that there has been such a I don't know, the game's changed so much so quickly in a little way when it comes to tanks. I know that the railgun changes have been difficult for some people, but you still see railguns being quite effective. You still see, you know, people running pretty good tanks generally. And I think, here we go, great example here, John. You know, I don't think he's ever redline railgun, but he's bringing a railgun forward to fight as a forward weapon, and that's kind of the way it should have always been. So post in the comments, are you unhappy about the railgun changes? I imagine there are some that are, because it does mean you've actually got to leave the red line. And that's no troll. I do understand that some people just literally would enjoy the kind of feeling of bombardment and long range support like tanks. I feel generally do, but this is a game, and there has to be balance in everything we do. Otherwise everybody just runs the same suit, you know, Caldari Logi with an AR. Remember those days? I do. And I think I'd rather not have that come back. I'd rather we just have a general range of fits that are pretty good, interesting, and skill becomes the defining mark between us all. Should be always skill. Your fitting is important, yes, and that's your level of seriousness, but I still think that there should be skill. So here we go, great example. This tank should be wiping me out easily because my fit is very vulnerable to railguns, but just using the modules, just using the tactics, just using my brain, I was able to kind of outthink him. But it doesn't mean I'm a better player than him in the slightest, because, you know, most times out of 10 he'd probably have killed me. So there we go. Defeat. Oh well, never mind. You can't win them all, eh? And I think, you know, again, one of the key things is just, you know, did you have fun? That's one of the key metrics I ask myself after every match, and I'm sure you do as well, is did I have fun playing that game? And that round I really did. Even though I died a couple of times, lost some quite expensive stuff, it's just the way it is, you know. And I think people, you have to ask yourself, are you enjoying this game simply by the fact of, did you have fun? And I think for a lot of these games, I certainly am. So there we go, interesting stuff. Post in the comments about this. I think there's a lot of really kind of you know, good stuff coming through, and I think tanking changes is one of them, and I'd be interested to see what you think. Hope you enjoyed that. See you next time.